As you can clearly see here around me, we're not in Paris anymore. Somebody suggested that I make a video that is a bit more personal. This house here we bought in 2020. I think there's a bird living in here. I noticed something's living here. And of course, you also need a really cool ride, and really well. A car to the skate park. So I had just made this nice slate roof. So here we have a 1913 Peugeot race bike. Made it a little flatter, like this brown, quite soft stone. Right here you can see a huge crack. This little breed house here. We are in the southern Calvados region of Normandy. That's about 2 hours west of Paris. And this region is known for cows, milk, cream, cheese, and apples. Apple cider, and especially the Calvados brandy, of course. And our house is located right between the villages Livarot and Vimoutier. Somebody suggested that I make a video that is a bit more personal now that I'm not in Paris for the summer. So I figured I'll give it a shot. I have moved out to our summer house for the summer season, and I thought that it would be fun to do a little series, a summer series here from Normandy, where we spend July and August. And in 2020, we bought this little house that we're closing in on right now. You go in right here. Saga. So when we found it, it was really, really in bad shape. There was absolutely nothing that was working. No electricity, no water, no sewage, nothing. But after having visited this garden and this place and this little house, we just could not resist. See? I gotta be in the sun. That's what it looks like. So we've restored a lot of it. We've put a new septic tank, we've put new electricity, new plumbing, made a new bathroom, and changed all these windows here. And yeah, and now it's great, but still a lot of work left. And as you can see here, this house was built with all kinds of different stones in all kinds of shapes. And it was just the stones that they found here in the area. Like this brown, quite soft stone is found in a mountain just a couple of kilometers away from here. And we had a guy come over here who was a specialist on these old stone houses, and he was looking at these and saying that this really indicates that this house is pre-1850. Right here you can see a huge crack. It goes all the way up, 2 places actually. And so what they did, we had some experts come and look at that so the whole building wouldn't, or the whole house wouldn't fall. So what they did is just put this big screw or a big bolt all along the house from two sides and tighten it with this nut or a nut on each side. Pretty crazy. So that's holding the whole thing together. And here is my workshop. That's much younger, of course, or later built. As you can see, these stones are probably from the 50s. And this is where I do different projects. So here we have a 1913 Peugeot race bike that I renovated with original parts. And what's behind it here are different type of longbows. I make longbows from the woods here in the forest. Here you see pieces of wood that are going to become longbows or broken ones that I might redo in some way. I think there's a bird living in here. I noticed something's living here. Garage here had no doors, so I built these doors, but then I was told that I made them inside out. There you go. And these are new windows we had put in. They actually had a hay barn or a straw barn up here, and they probably had animals in the house. But we changed it to windows, and yeah, they had to be handmade because all the openings are different. And this here on the wall is actually my very first skateboard that I still have. I bought this when I was 12 in 1978. And it's got the Cadillac wheels, which is the very first urethane wheels ever made. Trucker tracks, of course. It's really a lot of me in this video, but I didn't do that before, so this time you'll get that. All of a sudden I'm going to get the idea that I'm going to become a farmer. And then it's good to have a field. And also, no neighbors will build anything here, so we get to keep this view. I'm going to have to do something about this gate, because this little one over here, Maya, she escapes through these holes and runs after the deer. Feels like half the time here is spent on dog-proofing the fences. This little breed house here is actually made by my wife from the old windows that we took down from the main house. Came out very pretty. So here we have our shooting range for bow practice. So here we have a longbow that I have made out of local yew wood, which is not as good as high altitude or Pacific or Italian yew wood, but it's pretty decent. I made it a little flatter than the classic English style D bow. And it pulls around 45 to 50 pounds at 28. So it's certainly not a war bow, but it's a pretty nice hunting bow. So this here's the next bow that I'm working on. It's ash from the forest right here outside, and it's gonna turn out to be something like this, a flat bow. And It's going to have like horn, buffalo horn inlays like this. Yeah. And this is our big oak, probably a couple of 100 years old. And of course, up here I want to build a house. We'll see. And so this is a mini ramp I built for skateboarding. Well, that rotted. It took 2 years and it was like this. I have another experiment. I'm trying to grow some shiitake mushrooms. Very traditional Japanese way. These here are beech tree logs that I have inserted shiitake mycelium in these holes here and tapped it with wax. And so after the winter, there's going to be mushrooms growing on these if everything works the way it should. And I do these birdhouses, kind of stealth style. Out here in the countryside, of course, you also need a really cool ride, and this is pretty cool. It's a Volvo 1965 Volvo, also a renovation project, a sort of rolling renovation project. A little rusty, runs very well at the moment, but you never know how long it lasts. But here, let's see. Yeah, running well. Pretty well. I had just made this nice slate roof from repurposed old slates when a tornado came and took it all away. So now I'm going for something a little bit more robust and modern and less time consuming to put. I am kind of obsessed with light, so I like to make lamps. This is a large veneer lamp that I made, and also a pyramid style pine lamp. Here in the garden, I figured that the main objective was to project light along these beautiful walls. So these are slate stones with white paint on the inside so that they reflect back towards the walls.